Hard Hat's all about showing up to play hard, doing what it takes to win.
If you want to cement legacy, win another.
He's your third center.
You don't want to puff him up too much, but it's hard not to.
This is maybe the most I've ever agreed with you.
Charles Bassey, Gary Washburn's favorite Western Kentucky alum. He's my second favorite. My favorite is Courtney Lee, just because Courtney Lee, for Celtics fans, you know, Courtney was here for a hot minute. Incredibly funny dude. Great sense of humor. Even when he was trying to get loud one day in a post-game presser because he wanted to be traded because he wasn't playing in a game, and he was very vocal about, if they're not going to play, you trade me, which was you love that. But let's talk Charles Bassey. Gary, what's his deal? I mean, because I saw you flash the do signs. I saw Charles. He literally flashed the do signs. What's his deal? Like, why is he not with these guys now? Based on, I mean, especially when you look at how he played.
I think either A, he's got an offer from another team who told him, take your ass off the floor. You're not playing again in summer league. He led the summer league in rebounding. Right, like you good, Charles. You don't need to be on this floor, and so he might obviously have a guaranteed training camp invite, or even perhaps a two-way with another team, or I don't know if the Celtics told him. We were told that he signed a 3-game deal, like he was going to play in 3 games. He was not going to play in a 4th.
Wow.
Like,
what are you going to get out of 3 games?
Like Die Hard, I will count to 3. There will not be a 4. You got to watch that, Noah.
I haven't heard of any of the movies we discussed today, by the way. Even the one that Mad Reynolds went off about, I had no idea what he was talking about.
Okay.
This is a part of
Project for Noah.
Yeah.
Project for Noah. She's got to watch Die Hard. You got to watch Die Hard.
Gary
you got to tell us if it's a Christmas movie too. That's the biggest debate with the movie Die Hard. So. Your homework assignment, Noah, is to watch the movie Die Hard.
Gary is the biggest movie buff, snob, whatever you want to call him. Movies, that's his thing. So don't feel bad, Noah.
Yeah, so there would not be a 4 for Bassey, and I think he's obviously another. I mean, there's scouts from international teams. There's obviously every NBA coach and assistant coach and GM is out here. So obviously someone saw him and said, all right, bro, come on out the court. And I don't know whether Brad is thinking like whether he's going to get more money than a minimum, whether he's seeking the league minimum, a guaranteed deal, whether he's seeking a guaranteed 2-way. It's probably more than a training camp invite, right? Because I think the Celtics would have, of course, given him an Exhibit 10 contract and brought him back to Boston. So to me, I think someone gave him a better offer and told him, get back home and get ready for camp wherever he's going to go.
Team that makes the most sense to me is Indiana, they're just desperate to add some heft up front. And the thing that Bassey showed in the games that we saw, he could rebound, he can block shots. And if that's the job that you need him to do, and you don't expect anything more from him, and you can get him at pretty minimal cost, probably minimum salary, hell yeah, you take that, because to me that becomes one of those high reward, low risk propositions that I think almost any team would be willing to do. Noah, what was Bassey as good as the numbers suggest? Just based on what you saw, Noah, because he looked like just a machine out there, but I don't know if he was that good.
Yeah. So here's the thing on Bassey, and I talked to some people earlier in summer. I was going to say summer camp, summer league. That basically, I think he was initially actually only supposed to play 2 games with the Celtics, and so they actually extended him a little bit longer than what the initial feeling was going to be. So this was I think this was just the general idea here. I talked to some people that are more in the overseas space. They were trying to recruit him to go overseas, and kind of that's where their perspective came in. So not anybody in the Celtics organization. But this is the guy that felt like he is too good for summer league, I think, is the understanding that I have. Because ultimately he's been in the NBA for 3 years. He's dealt with some injuries, and that's kind of been one of the red flags around him. But a guy in his position that has played, he was drafted at what, 22, 21. Like he didn't, I don't think he wanted to play at summer league. Like I don't think that he's going to be able to prove too much at summer league. And I think he knows that. And so the red flags that are around him, around like he's had a lot of injuries over the years, like he's not going to be able to disprove any of that here. So I'm not sure how he ended up on the summer league roster. He wasn't on the roster that we were given. So like the day that we got here, it was a surprise to even see him on the floor. But from my understanding, he actually overstayed his like initial commitment. So it was no surprise to anybody on the team that he was gone today. I don't think anything like went wrong or anything like that. And I don't think that he has anything lined up, and maybe he does. But that was not, from just talking to people, like I think it's just he wasn't going to do a full summer league experience, just considering his kind of stature, where he came in, how long he's been doing this. Like there's a certain runway. Jordan Walsh today, by the way, became the all-time leading scorer for Celtics Summer League. We learned. So I don't know if that's something you want or you don't want.
That's like being MVP of the G League. What exactly is that?
And you know what, Sherrod? There's nothing wrong with being MVP of the G League. In fact, you may get 4 puff pieces from me for it. So
that's it.
But yeah,
4 in that first week. Got you. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Gary's ready to leave.
Wait, Jordan time out. Let's just rewind here. Jordan,
this was not my scoop. It was Suichi from Mass Live asked it in his question. I don't know how he got this information. But he became aware of the fact, asked Jordan. Jordan was excited to learn that he was the all-time leading scorer for Celtics Summer League. It came in 3 seasons. It is kind of similar to JD Davison winning G League MVP. It's like, and also becoming the all-time leading scorer for the Maine Celtics. So I would take the hardware personally, but I understand some people don't want to get Summer League and G League hardware. I would take it.
Is there a plaque or some type of actual piece of hardware that you get? I've got some really, really bad thoughts on what I give someone to be the all-time Summer League scorer.
But to answer your question, Sherrod, I do think Bassey's as good as he looked. It just because if you put Keita right now here, he would also look like way too good to be here. Like there's a certain level of big, and a lot of these guys are like this year's draft picks. They're just bigs that are just trying to adjust. So like a lot of guys have not looked great that I had on my draft board, and I think that they would look great in 2 years if they came back 3 summer leagues in a row. So you have to kind of watch summer league with that in mind, of like not all these guys are in the same boat. Some of them are beginning to acclimate to the NBA. Others should have already been and become NBA players, and something went wrong, and that's why they're still here. So I think he was more in that latter category.
Can't wait to see that video tribute to him being at the TD Garden when they announced that he's the all-time leading summer league scorer in franchise history. Yeah, looking forward to that one. Gary.
No one's sneaking a vegan brownie by me, I'll tell you that.
Okay, you know what, John? We're going to do it.
You have to feel that way too, Bobby.
I have to feel that way?
Yeah.
Let's fight out over and make Luke your first center.
Bobby, we gave you Luke hour early. We're not going to end this on a damn conversation about Luke